Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Tunga Hospital Facebook Live series. I am Akhilesh Reko, your host, and today we have a special invitee, Dr. Keyur Dave, consultant nephrologist, treating and providing care for hypertension, kidney stones, early renal failure, renal transplantation, inherited kidney diseases, nephritis and vasculitis, polycystic kidney diseases, chronic ambulatory peritoneal dialysis, and so on. We welcome you, Dr. Keyur Dave, to this Facebook Live series.
Thanks, Akhilesh. Thanks to the entire Tunga family to have me here.
So we have a few questions, doctor, that everyone would like to know, and we want you to break down that for us. So to better understand the issues about the renal conditions and what many people go through. So here we have the first one. Some patients think that I have kidney failure. I would be fine since I have two kidneys. So what would you have to say about that, doctor?
So, excellent question, Akhilesh, because there is a lot of misconceptions regarding the kidneys that we have, and it's great that we're having this session because then it clarifies a lot of things. So, a lot of people think that okay, I have two kidneys, I cannot have a kidney problem. So, so and so forth. You must, be reminded that the kidney failure does not manifest unless both the kidneys have, been affected to more and more significant proportion. So once you have been diagnosed with a kidney failure or problems with the kidneys, make sure that what is happening is that both the kidneys are affected, and that's why it's there. Yes, a lot of times you may have only one kidney affected, and if one kidney is affected, the other kidney actually takes care of it. You may have people born with only one kidney and not even know about it. So the question here is that if you've been diagnosed with a kidney problem, both the kidneys are affected, so do not be under the misconception that your other kidney will take care of it and only one kidney is got affected.
Okay, doctor. Okay. So before we move ahead, I request the viewers to kindly follow our channel, our Facebook page, and keep updated with the following current events. So the next question. So doctor, at times patients say that I have a swelling in my body, or I don't have any symptoms of how it can be treated to my kidney failure, or how would I understand that there might be going on, something might be going on.
Right. So Akhilesh, kidney disease has been called as a silent killer. It comes very slowly. You will so many times in my clinic, patient walks in and he does not even know he has a kidney problem. It's just that his family doctor or a relative has said that his reports are abnormal and he has to come. So kidney disease most of the times may not have symptoms. So now there are different types of kidney disease. Some may have symptoms, some may not have symptoms. Now the swelling that we characteristically talk about, it usually occurs in a glomerular problem, which is with respect to the kidney filter. And if the kidney filter is got affected and then there is a loss of lot of proteins in the urine, then the patient may have swelling. Or the patient may have swelling in an advanced stage where the kidney is not working well and gradually is accumulating water and the swelling may happen. But almost more than 50% of kidney patients may not have any symptom at all, and that's when the risk factors and all come into the picture. So someone who has a family history of diabetes, someone who has a history of blood pressure himself, someone who is chewing tobacco, someone is having alcohol, these are important risk factors as far as kidney things are concerned, and these are the patients who need regular evaluation to find out whether a kidney problem is happening or not. So you may not have typical symptoms each time.
I request the viewers, if you have any questions, kindly mention them in the comment below. So that are kidney diseases irreversible and incurable, as we all have that common fear regarding it?
Yes, so many times I have patients walking to me, in my clinic with fear. अरे बाप रे, किडनी के डॉक्टर के पास भेज दिया मतलब सच में हमेशा का प्रॉब्लम है. So again a misconception. All kidney diseases are not completely irreversible, curable. So we are seeing so many COVID patients. Their creatinine is going up. Their kidney problems, are increasing. I have had a patient whose creatinine went up to 14, and today's creatines come down to 1. So it depends on what stage the patient has come in, what were the symptoms, what pushed him into a kidney problem, and there are a lot of times where it's completely curable. Yes, if you have risk factors like diabetes, if you have risk factors like blood pressure, which by itself cannot be completely cured, even kidney complications because of them arising will not be completely cured. But yes, it's a completely controllable problem. It may not be always reversible, but it can be completely controlled. Modern medicine are available. There are high immunosuppressants as far as glomerular nephritis and all is concerned, where it can be completely reversed. And if it cannot be reversed, it can definitely be controlled. And all efforts can be done to prevent dialysis or transplant, which the patient is afraid of.
So I hope that answers to your doubts, viewers. And the next question we have is dialysis the only solution for all kidney diseases, or does dialysis cure kidney disease?
So dialysis does not cure kidney disease. I give an example to my patients. आपके बिल्डिंग में कोई कचरा वाला नहीं आया, तो जब तक कचरा वाला नहीं आता, you need another कचरा वाला to do your work. Similarly, if kidney is not doing work in your body, then you need someone else to do work of the kidney, and the dialysis does that work. It is a temporary solution till the kidney takes over. Now this depends on whether the patient has a temporary problem or a permanent problem. Temporary problem, once the kidney starts working, the dialysis stops and you don't need any dialysis. But yes, if the patient has a permanent problem, if his kidneys have got significantly affected and now there is no solution in sight, then the patient has two options. Either he goes for dialysis or he goes for transplant. So dialysis, my suggestion would be everyone should go for transplant. Dialysis should be a bridge therapy, and then once dialysis, once you find a suitable donor for the transplant, you should go ahead with the transplant, which is better, especially for the younger patients. But with dialysis also, people live long, people have done well. I will give you an example of legendary Shami Kapoor. He lived his life for 20-15 years on dialysis. You should shoot his movies, and lived a royal life. So that is an example that we have to take.
So coming to this, as we have spoken about renal transplantation, how easy it is to find a kidney so that it is available for most of them, or how are people going to be aware of it?
So kidney transplant, it's an excellent question, Akhilesh, because there is again a lot of misconception. People feel that we'll be able to buy a kidney, whether someone sells a kidney. It's not that way. Rules are specific. People who in Maharashtra, people who have landed up on dialysis are eligible for transplant. Now, either you have a living donor kidney transplant where one of the members of your family, be it your wife, be it your husband, be it your father, mother, brother, sister, in-laws, but your immediate family relatives can donate a kidney to you. So that is one possible way by which we can get a kidney transplant done. The second way is that suppose you don't have a suitable donor in the family, you are not finding it, you need to get registered for a cadaver transplant. Now what is a cadaver transplant? This kidney comes from a brain dead person. So say there is a patient who is met with a road traffic accident, whose brain has got permanently affected and his heart and all other organs are working, and the family is counseled and they decide to donate the organs. Now in such a situation, that cadaver or that the dead body kidney is then transplanted to the patient. So for that you have to get registered with cadaver transplant centers, and that goes by a waiting list. So these are the only two ways. You cannot buy a kidney, you cannot sell a kidney. Money for organs is not legally allowed.
Also then with this comes those complications. So how safe is renal transplantation? Most of them will obviously ask the question.
Yes, so it is like asking us that how safe is it to travel on the road. Now obviously traveling on the road comes with its own fair share of complications. Similarly, kidney transplant also has its share of complications. But with modern medicines that is available and the kind of hospital care that is available, all those complications can be taken care of. Yes, for the initial 6 months, the transplant patient has to take care of himself. There is a little risk of infection within the first 6 months. But now with a lot of matching process and all, the transplants are done easily. In fact, I myself am involved in against the blood group transplant also. So now we don't even need the same blood group to do a kidney transplant. And in today's times, I have had patients who have a 15 years old kidney which is working, 20-year-old kidney which is working. So kidney transplant is absolutely safe and largely complication free in today's era.
So then doctor, I would like you to promote or give awareness on education as to the patients who are on dialysis. What things they need to take care of, what precautions they need to follow, keeping in mind there's this COVID pandemic going on, and otherwise also, what precautions they need to take and how can they lead a better life?
Fantastic. So in today's times, COVID is here to stay. COVID is not going to go away from here. So we will need to follow every COVID measure that is being suggested to us. Without any doubt, hand sanitization, wearing a mask is a compulsion for everyone, especially the dialysis patients. This COVID wave has been a big setback for dialysis patients. They've got largely affected, and a lot of dialysis patients, we've ended up losing because of the COVID epidemic. Who are the ones who, who stayed safely? The ones who wore a mask, who followed good sanitization practices, who have got vaccinated, they are the ones, are there. Crowds not allowed, especially for, dialysis patients. In fact, with a heavy heart, we have had to, put in strict measures even in a dialysis unit, where the patients have to continuously wear a mask. Even eating, drinking sometimes have to be limited, because there can be an exposure to COVID in a dialysis unit with the with their frequent visits to hospitals. But wearing a mask, hand sanitization and vaccination whenever you get an opportunity is the only way for any kidney patients, including dialysis patients and transplant patients, to stay away from COVID.
So now coming to this corona, and since vaccination is going on in the market right now, everyone needs to be vaccinated. So the patients who are having any kind of renal conditions, do they need to be vaccinated or not?
So every nephrologist will tell you, Akhilesh, that he gets up to number of calls every day that whether patients can get vaccinated or not. Now, right now, with the paucity of the vaccine numbers, my suggestion would be any vaccine that is available, you can be taken. The only problem is, suppose you have an active fever or you have an active infection, then the vaccine needs to be postponed for a while. The latest data is also showing that if you've been recently diagnosed with COVID and you got treated for COVID, then you can postpone your vaccination for another 2-3 months. But otherwise, whether it is Covaxin, whether it is Covishield, yes, I would advise that any vaccine which is available, you have to go through it. Yes, Covaxin, some people believe that it's causing lesser fever and lesser complication. Covishield is not, but there is no clarified data on that. So many kidney patients have taken Covishield, similarly they have taken Covaxin. All of them have tolerated it well. And my suggestion to everyone is safely, go ahead with vaccination. Akhilesh, I tell all my patients, whenever you're sitting in the plane, you do not check the license of the pilot. You have to have that belief and go ahead with it. So that's how it is.
So I think this question actually solves a lot of questions in a lot of minds. So moving on to the next question we have, can I stop drugs and medicines if there are no symptoms and if the reports are normal?
So Akhilesh, this is the biggest mistake which patients make. Once they are, okay, they will stop all the medicines without any doctor's consult. This is, more Google knowledge and self-medication knowledge. That's the mistake we make when it comes to kidney diseases. Because the medications along with diet control help you to control kidney diseases. And so many times, more often I would have patients coming back to me after a year and a half, where they've stopped all the medications because they were all fine, and then the kidney diseases come back. So do not stop or change any medication without the knowledge of your doctor. Yes, the doctor has changed the medicine. He is, the kidney specialist is telling you to change it. Yes, go ahead and do it, because he has tons of experience. He is telling you with knowledge, and do it. But do not change medications on your own.
Okay. So is testing for renal diseases a long and costly process?
Again, like medical science that is there are lots of tests available. Some of them are costly, some of them are not so costly. But mind you, to diagnose kidney problem and to cure kidney problems, not everyone need very, very costly tests. In fact, if you meet the kidney doctor, they will tell you only they will need a handful of blood tests and they will need a urine test and a sonography. Which you may go to a McDonald's joint and you might spend 2,000 rupees.
Yes.
Similarly, in that much money, you will be able to get the test done.
Yes.
So costly tests are not needed for everyone. Some costly tests are there. These are done for diseases which need those kind of investigations. But again, they are not the ones which need to be repeated again and again. And it's a once the diagnosis has been made, then it's only for regular follow-up. If they are required, it's done. So diagnosing kidney problems and treating is not such a costly affair as a lot of people feel.
So thank you, doctor. I think we have covered most of the questions that most of the viewers would like to know. But nevertheless, there will be always more questions in the viewers' minds. So I would like to ask you, doctor, if you have anything to say that is informative and that could be really be helpful to every patient out there or every person out there to take care of those patients.
So if I have to share one knowledge is everyone, who have a risk factor in the family. So if they have diabetes, if they have blood pressure, or maybe once upon a time they were diagnosed with diabetes or blood pressure or maybe even a urinary infection or a kidney stone problem, do not ignore or forget about it if you don't have symptoms. Make sure that at least once in a year or once in 6 months you are seeing a kidney specialist and that is being monitored. Because the only way to completely control kidney problems or cure it is controlling the risk factor. So there is no particular medicine that can be given and you can be completely cured of it. But if you diagnose kidney problems early, that's the only best way we can completely cure it. So anyone who has a risk factor in the family or with themselves need to be tested at periodic intervals, and definitely the kidney diseases can be controlled. Pandemic of COVID is one, but we have a bigger pandemic of diabetes and diabetes related complications, including the kidneys. So that pandemic needs equal attention.
Yes, doctor, definitely. And we have Dr. Keyur Dave, consultant nephrologist, available at our hospital, Tunga Hospital, for OPD consultation, who is also providing inpatient care. So I request any viewers who want to consult him can kindly do so. So thank you, doctor, for this wonderful session. It was a wonderful time having you with us here. And thank you, viewers. We would like to end this by saying that for appointments, kindly download the Tunga Hospital app, which is available on Google Play Store. Thank you once again.
Thank
Thank you.
you.